Welcome back to Just 2 Minutes, Just a Mishnah. This is Mishnah the Nishmas, Fredele Basrachan, the Schusiv, Eli Yitzchak Ben Gila, and their Foster Basirish, the Fuhr Shlema. So Mesechas Gittin, Perik Chas, Mishnah Chas, and Mishnah Tes. Today's Mishnah is Kasav Sefer Get Leish V'Shav Leisha, V'Tov V'Nosan Get Leisha V'Shav Leish. So we have, when a man gets divorced, there's two documents. There's the get, which the husband gives to the wife, and there's the Shaiva, which is kind of like a receipt for the money which the woman gets for her ksuba, and then which she then gives to her husband. So now so we have a case here where the Sefer wrote these two documents, and he accidentally gave the get to the woman, and he gave the shayvar to the man. So they're supposed to exchange them, but the husband's supposed to give the get to the woman, but what he actually got was the receipt. So now he gives her the receipt thinking that it's a get, and she gives him the get thinking that it's a receipt. And then afterwards we figure out, after she already gets remarried, we figure out that this happened. So then she has to get divorced. She has to get divorced from both husbands. Everything we previously discussed that she doesn't get from either husband applies here too. That's only in the case if she didn't get remarried, so then she has to get divorced again. But she already got remarried, so then the husband, the first husband doesn't have the right basically to take her out of the domain of the second husband, and we say that she doesn't have to get a divorce from either of them. Bishamai says that now we're talking about a new case now. If someone wrote a get and then he decided not to give it to his wife, so Bishamai says that that as soon as you start writing the get, it's kind of as if she's divorced, and when you don't give the get, you're not making the rest of it happen. So over here, when he decided not to give the get in the end, there was a certain measure of divorce. So now, even if the husband dies, she's not allowed to marry a kaim because she's considered a grusha, a woman who's divorced. Whereas Beis Hillel says that even if the get was given with a specific condition and that condition didn't happen, and it turns out that the get is batel, even there she's not, which would be more of a reason there to say that she's pastor of Gehuna, she's still allowed to marry a kain even in that case. We have a case there where a man divorced his wife, and then they were in the same hotel together basically, and they went into Yichud together, and there were two witnesses who saw them going into a room together. So we're worried here that maybe they got basically remarried in that room during that time. So Beis Hillel says they need to make another get. Beis Shammai say they need another get. She doesn't need another get, sorry. Beis Hillel says they need to do another get. This is only in a case where they were fully married. They had erusin and nisuin, and then they got divorced. And everyone agrees that if they only got a divorce after the erusin, they don't have to have another get because they're not used to being together. Knasa beget kireach. If he divorced her with a get kireach, which is where when they write the get, so with a kayin, the way they would write it in a way that would take a lot of time, so that because the kohanim get angry very easily, and we don't want them to just divorce the wife quickly. So they would wait. They would sew up the parchment. So the way they would do is that on the name of every witness, they would fold up that bit of paper where the witness's name is and sew it in place. So every name was folded. So if they do it with a get kirach, which is where they fold it multiple times, even more than names. So usually you only fold on the names, but if they folded even more, not just on the names, on blank paper afterwards. So in that case, she has to get re-divorced, and so even if she got remarried, she has to get re-divorced, and she has to get divorced from a second husband as well. And those are today's Mishnayos.